Sarah, Duchess of York, has been a writer for many years, releasing her memoirs alongside countless children's books, which she's been reading on her YouTube channel throughout the pandemic. But today she's releasing her debut novel, Her Heart for a Compass, which she wrote with fellow author Marguerite Kaye. They both join us now. So great to have you both here this morning, ladies. I know you're both incredibly proud of this book. And Sarah, really, I mean, a lot of it has been drawn from personal experiences and family history.
Well, yes, it is a breathtaking moment for me, Christine, honestly, to be here on Lorraine with Marguerite. The way I summarise it is that I have lived with Lady Margaret for 15 years. And she's now out today. and I think in the car coming here, I said to Marguerite, do you realise what you've done for me? You've taken this extraordinary sort of Lady Margaret in my head and you've put it and helped me together in a collaboration to make a novel. That is a huge achievement.
Of course.
And so really I feel very proud at 61 to start a new career. Mm-hmm. And it's thanks to lovely Marguerite Kaye and the collaboration of two people that wish to take people on a journey to find inspiration within themselves.
Of course, of course. And Lady Margaret is, in fact, you mean you were going through your own family history, and there was this character, Lady Margaret, that you didn't know very much about. In fact, there was a photograph and everything else, but she didn't seem to have had a voice.
Well, exactly, Christine, and I think this is really important. In 1870, I really still have to go back to Queen Victoria as a woman who was on the throne, and yet women were totally and utterly told to be quiet and sew and don't be educated. Mm-hmm. And so I really, I'm trying to work that one out, but I need to talk to Marguerite more about that. But I find it really interesting that Lady Margaret had done so much in her own life as a real person, mm-hmm. and but she'd never had a chance to actually speak about it. And now, thanks to the DNA, well, me researching my own DNA, going back to my ancestors, I found this extraordinary redhead, Lady Margaret, and I went, okay, let's get Lady Margaret and make her life. I mean, it's fiction, but it's based on my ancestry through Scotland to London and to Ireland, mm-hmm. of course. Great, I'm a great Irish person, and I think I'm a Celt, yeah, through and through. And so when I decided to get Lady Margaret into a novel, I mean, can you imagine? I suddenly decided I was going to do that 15 years ago, and then I went to Mills and Boon and I said, I need help. You know, could you help me? Would you like to help me? I'm a very romantic person. I love the romance of nature and life. But then they said, well, you have to meet the great Marguerite.
Yes, enter Marguerite. And this friendship, you really you just kind of clicked to begin with, I think, really. Yeah. And it was a lot of that based on a passion for history. And that was a great foundation to write this book together, I suppose, Marguerite.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And you're right. I think the first time we met, we just really liked each other. We got each other.
It was at Buckingham Palace, wasn't it? Did you meet
It was,
Palace?
yeah. And we just really understood each other. We did share a passion for history, but what really intrigued me was exactly what the Duchess has just said. Here's a character who's got a really famous family. Lots is known about the men in her family, but almost nothing is known about the female. And putting invisible women from history onto the page just was such a challenge that I couldn't resist it. I tried, but I couldn't.
I mean, Marguerite's written 58 books. I always say 62, and she keeps correcting me. But
you're almost there.
I like exaggeration. But it's amazing to think that this great author in her own right should take this very creative, which I am, and the real redhead, and say, yes, I am prepared to take you on this journey and we go together. So I think for anyone out there listening who thinks, I can't possibly do it, well, I'm 61, I'm starting a new career, you can do it.
You can do it, exactly.
Yes,
and so many of the elements of this book, Marguerite, resonate today as much as it did in the 1800s, which is even more extraordinary, isn't it? It really will resonate with a lot of the readers.
I think so. I think the pressure on women to conform, one of the things that's in the book quite a lot is talking about crinolines and about appearance and about weight. Nothing has changed in that sense. Our ideal of beauty is very different from how the Victorians saw it, but the pressure on women to look in a certain way, to behave in a certain way, is still the same, unfortunately. And it takes then and now, an enormous strength of character and courage to try and break the mould.
Yes.
And that was one of the things we really wanted to show, because that was what we were doing. Although I've written 58 books, I've never been involved in this kind of book before. This was a whole new collaboration that we had to work through, the process we had to invent for ourselves. So it was just as much a change in direction and a risk and a journey that I wanted to go on, which was frightening and fabulous at the same time.
No,
and I think that's in the book. I think that's where Lady Margaret's journey is.
I think it's really interesting, again, Marguerite, you bring up, Christine, is that cyberbullying, anonymous keyboard warring, all the abuse that there is out there from people that aren't prepared to put their name to their bullying. And I have an abhorrent thing, and I do speak very openly about why should everyone be judged? Why can't people just be who they are? Why do they have to fit into a normal that makes other people feel comfortable? And I think that is what we're talking about in the past. But as you rightly said, Christine, just then, and now, even more so now, it's just that feeling of it's okay to be.
Of course it is. So it's a new novel, new career, as you put it there, Sarah, and a new chapter in your life, really. Grandchildren have now happened. I mean, that's just a wonderful addition. And I guess it creates lots of content, doesn't it? For future projects.
Yes, thank goodness. Good point, Christine. Thank you, Marguerite. All right. But what I love, Christine, more than anything, do you know what's so funny, is that of course, I've had sisters, I've got daughters, and I'm very good with Barbie dolls. And in fact, my children weren't allowed to make them. I had to do it, because I love making all the equipments and things. But now I'm into trains and trucks and tractors and all that sort of stuff, which I'm going to learn. And I really find it fantastic that August he really is a little chap. And people say to me, no, he's a boy. I said, no, he's a chap. You know, he's a good little chap, and very much like his dad. And I'm very excited. Of course, if he wants to go and play with Barbies, that's fine too. But there's no judgment. But it's quite fun learning about tractors.
Of course it is. And I mean, you do have a very, very close-knit family. You're incredibly close to the girls. And of course, Prince Andrew as well. You've always had this wonderful co-parenting relationship. But I'm guessing it has been challenging times in the recent year.
Well, it's been extraordinary, the pandemic, for everybody. It's been so challenging for everybody. But I think that Prince Andrew is just such a good man. You know, he's a really thoroughly good man. He's a very gentle man. He's a really good father. We did co-parent very well, hence the reason why our girls are very, very solid and feet on the ground. But now, as a grandfather, oh my goodness, you know, he's really good. He can go for hours talking about football and all those sort of things, and I'm sort of going, okay, off you go, off you go. But it's a joy to see him really shine as a grandfather. Yeah. So it's, again, you said, Christine, and thank you for that. I think it's very important for anyone watching: family unity, communicate, compromise, compassion. Those are the 3 C's that I think is essential. I mean, when we talk, I say to Marguerite, no, Marguerite, tell me really, what do you think? What do you think? And she's a good wee Scottish lass here. Don't be fooled by this beautiful, very feminine lady sitting here. She can give it to me hard and fast and say, no, 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 we're going that way. And I think life is about, you know, just being yourself and being able to have team spirit and say what you feel, communicate, compromise. Oh, you're absolutely right, Marguerite, absolutely right. And then compassion, let's go forward.
And talking about family, I mean, how do you feel seeing Harry and Meghan fill the headlines probably daily, actually, at this point? I mean, does it feel like just a crazy world now? Do you feel a bit detached from that?
Well, I think Diana and I went through enormous things without social media in the 80s, and we really went through a lot, Christine. It was really, really very, very tough. And if she was here today, I know that she would just be completely like an eagle. She would fly high and be so proud of her 2 sons and their wonderful wives, who have delivered amazing children. I mean, it really is a total blessing. And I think that that a lot of people, and I say this very openly, no race, creed, colour or any other denomination, no judgment. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, just be who you are with the integrity of goodness and kindness. And I think that if she was here too, she'd beat me to the bouncy castle, because she always used to beat me in the running races. And the grandchildren, she would always win the races, so I'd let her have... I'd probably bounce her off the castle, but...
Ladies, we're almost out of time. Just before I let you both go, will we see this in a big TV drama? Her Heart for a Compass. I can see that. Marguerite, what do you think?
Marguerite, say what you say about when we write together.
Which
There's a lot there.
The bit where I see it.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes, it definitely will, because the way it's presented in the book, the way when Sarah's describing scenes, she's like, I've got a filmic mind, haven't you? She's like a director. So everything that's written, she can already see
it's already going to happen.
Off the page and onto the stage, I think.
Well, ladies, thank you so much.
Sorry,
It's wonderful to see you both. Her Heart for a Compass is out today. It's great to have you both here. Thank you so much.
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub, and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.